John, you've presumably had a look at the video and what happened on Saturday. What more have you taken from that and learned from that perhaps you didn't know in the immediate aftermath of the game?
Not a great deal. I think the goals that we conceded, mainly individual errors. It's not as though we were wide open. It was just, people. We've got to do better. The players themselves know that. Just frustrated really that we played so well on the Tuesday, and I think we had in the previous games, and then the performance, it was just not good enough. And as I say, we just need to get back to what we were doing, and that's the message really to the players: get back to where you were.
Given how hard you'd worked on eliminating those type of mistakes in the closed season and in the first few weeks of this season, from the manager's point of view, was it a bit frustrating to see that some of that had creeped back into your game?
Very much so. You can't reason, because players go out there and obviously going into the game they were full of confidence. So whether they sort of thought they've cracked it, but you never cracked it in football. You've always got to work, and you've got to do the basics well. So that's obviously what we can take from it. You've got to perform every week. That is always a message to them, that every game's different. That game was different than Tuesday. Tuesday conditions were great for playing. On the Saturday, obviously it was red hot. They'd not water the pitch. The grass was quite long, and they played a different style to Forest Green. So we've got to overcome whatever is thrown at us. We've got to overcome it.
You brought on Ryan Campbell-Gordon on Saturday, and I know you talked about players giving the opportunity if others weren't up to the part. Is he now likely to be a bit more involved with the first team over the next few weeks?
We think Ryan's got a good future, and he's got a lot of ability. It's knowing when to put him in, when not to. I thought on Saturday it was a good opportunity with 3-2. We're going for the game. He's got pace and ability, and so it was a chance to see what he could do. It's just getting it right, whether we need to send him out on loan somewhere so that he gets games, so he doesn't fall behind, or whether to keep him with us. It's always a difficult one. But no, I've been pleased since I come in with Ryan, and I think he has got a bright future.
The players that you mentioned before that had come to you and said they wanted to play, but you were being loyal to the lads who got you through last season, is there more of a case now for some of them to work their way into the first 11, given the last game?
I think that's a message to the players who play, that you've done well. Keep your shirt. Obviously, against Grimsby, we haven't done so well, so it does leave it open for other players to come in. But as I say, I think even pre-season and the 4 previous games we've performed. So all of a sudden you don't make household changes just because of one game.
And some of the players, like you say, though, the Scott Burgesses, the Callum Evanses, those type of players, I imagine they will look at it and think, well, and I suppose you'll want them to come to you now, won't you, and want to play, because they will see this as an opportunity.
Yeah, very much so. And we've got a game today. We've got a friendly against Wolves today. So again, it's an opportunity for them to show what they can do, and it's up to them now to perform and make me have a think. Can we improve things?
I know you've taken Will Patching to have a look at him from Notts County over the last week or so. Has he impressed you at all? Have you thought any more about him?
Yeah, he's got ability. You don't spend the time that he's got at Man City without having ability. He's come in. He looks good when he's on the ball. He needs to be fitter. But again, we've got a game today for him to show us what he can do.
Are you still looking elsewhere? I know you talked about an experienced centre-half before and maybe another striker too. So are those things kind of in the pipeline, because that loan window just keeps getting nearer and nearer, doesn't it?
Yeah, we're talking to somebody today. Whether it gets over the line or not, we'll have to wait and see. But I spoke to Carol this morning, and obviously we're trying to do something. Hopefully it'll happen within the next few days.
Are you looking at experienced players, or is it players from academies or under 23s that are the scope you're looking at?
Both, but the main thing is get players in who are going to push the lads who've already got. Hopefully we can get better players in.
Is it difficult to find players who perhaps at this stage aren't properly fit because they, for whatever reason, may not have had a pre-season or they might not be involved at their current club?
It can be the case, but it doesn't take long, for get players fit, especially if they've got ability. As I say, it's always when they first come in. It's sometimes they're playing catch up, but hopefully if we get them in and give them a kind of mini pre-season, then we can soon get them up and running.
Just wanted to talk to you about David Amu as well. I know in the summer you were keen to bring more goals into the team. He could get 3 and 3 at Vale Park if he scores at the weekend. That must please you that a player that you brought in to do a specific job is rewarding you with it.
Yeah, and I think the fact that Davies playing week in, week out, I think is helping him. And I think there's still more to come from him. I was really pleased at the Forest Green game because not only attacking wise, but I thought defensively, from a wide position, he did well. And the positions that he took up, he was getting on the ball more because he was working back better. And I think everybody who's seen David has been really pleased with him. And he's one who gets the crowd excited every time he picks a ball up. And he looks like he's enjoying it. And when you're enjoying it, you tend to play your best football.
And of course he plays one of his former clubs at the weekend as well, which would be a nice thing for him to score.
Yeah, I'm sure it'd be great for him. But the main thing is for us to get 3 points, which we're all hoping for. But no, if David keeps performing as he has done, especially as he did in the last 3 or 4 games, then he's going to do well for us.
And Cambridge are one of those sides who last year everybody kind of thought would struggle. Away from home they weren't great. How do you judge that though when you're looking at this season when they've not made too bad a start, but it might be that they're just having a really good spell?
I think if you look at the players that they brought in, then they're stronger than they were last season. But it doesn't matter who we play in this league, as we've seen, that it's about us and how we perform. And if we can perform to our best, then we're more than capable of beating anybody.